overseas. Thank you so much. But I'm always excited. Y'all know I'm a little ADHD. I'm always excited, but I'm even more excited today for the guest that has taken time out of his life to join me, because I've been meaning to do this interview literally for years, some years, you guys. I wasn't even in my 40s when I first started to want to do this interview. So this has been a long time coming. But as always, if you tell a friend how to join us, there are a gazillion ways. Okay, we have an app now. We have a Millennium News 24 app. We have Roku. We have Fire. We have, of course, Amazon, Apple. Anyway, YouTube, of course. Anyway, get it how you live. You can watch us. There's no excuse at this point, and always millenniumnews24.com if all else fails. But back to what I was saying, I'm extremely excited for three reasons. One, because this is a Wolverine. Okay, I think this might be my first Wolverine that I have actually had live and in person here. You know, I always represent by myself. They try to bully me. You know, the Spartans and them red and whites over there, they try to bully me, but I got back up today. I got a Wolverine with me. Mr. Marshawn Good Peoples is here with us. And normally I try to give you guys the prelude to what you're going to experience, but I think that his narrative needs to be told by him. Just know that it is life-changing. His story is going to make you not only be grateful for the life that you have, but it's going to want to make you do more with the life that you have. Because every time I think about his story, I feel guilty when I complain about like first world problems like Wi-Fi. I complain about, whatever, my shoes don't match my purse the right way. It's ridiculous when you think about what this man has gone through and what he has contributed in spite of everything that he's gone through. So without further ado, I have with me, Cyber with me, Mr. Marshawn Good Peoples. What up, Doe?
What up, Doe? Thank you for having me so much. I'm honored to be on the show.
Thank you for having us. And you're so mature. Last time I saw you, we were probably like at a club or somewhere at University of Michigan doing something.
I'm somewhere on campus, networking. Still networking.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. Yeah.
That's what we do. But tell me a little bit, or tell them a little bit about, tell us about what you do, what it is you do, and how you got started doing what you do.
What I do right now is I help young people with their reading comprehension. I started a nonprofit and an after-school program called Lights Vision Literacy. So I use storytelling to help them read better. And I use that whole avenue to hopefully empower the whole family. So that's what I do right now. And I do that with various nonprofit organizations in the Metro Detroit area. And we do what we can to galvanize the families as a whole.
Everybody's involved.
Everybody's involved.
It takes a village.
Indeed.
It takes a village. And, I did a bit in New York for about 18 years, taught in the Bronx for 18 years, taught a couple years in Detroit. I'm currently right now in DC and Baltimore doing work. I'll be back in New York in September, but it literally takes a village.
It does.
And what I'm finding is we don't have a lot of men that are active the way that we need them to be. And, the first thought is that if there's a lack of male presence, that it's only going to affect the boys. But talk a little bit about how this affects everybody when the men are not where we need them to be visibly in these communities. How does that affect the whole family?
It definitely affects the whole family. Even in my book, I'm mentioning multiple men that I grabbed from, because I was raised by a single parent, by my mother. But I pulled from a lot of strong men out of the community. So it does affect, even if you don't have a child. If you're a man and just your presence, it has weight to it. It has a lot of weight to it. But as far as there not being a presence, they are. Is just in the sense that we don't always know where they are. And I wanted to bring that out with it, is that men are generally in their same bubble and going their same routes every single day. Yeah. So, and rightfully so, because a lot goes on in the day. But once you get in that path of that certain man that has that rich culture of history on his belt, they
Hmm.
are always open to share. And I'm talking about somebody as simple as the garbage man.
They have a story
Sometimes
to tell.
they have a story to tell, and they may take 2 minutes of their time and give you a huge nugget. So
Hmm.
they are there. They just may not have a platform like we
I love that. They may not have a platform, or they may not feel comfortable with the platforms that we offer them. I know a lot of even friends that we went to school with, they have a little what's the word? They're inhibited a little bit because they feel like, well, I'm not a teacher. I can't work with kids. They're not going to listen to me. And that is absolutely not true.
have.
They listen to just the average Joe more so than they listen to the teachers,
Indeed,
because it's almost like your stories are more authentic. They feel like the
indeed,
teachers are putting on a show. And so a lot of times we'll have parents come in and they'll talk about whatever career or lack thereof, wherever they are in life. We have them come in and share, and those kids are listening. They are in tune, and they hold on to every single word. And
indeed.
with you, your story, I'm going to ask you probably later on in the week. I have to clear with my principal first. I'm working with fifth graders this year, but I would love to have you come, if not in person, then at least virtually talk to the kids about what
Oh,
happened to you in 2012. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened?
yes, but honored. Thank you for the invite. Back in 2012, I was working as crime prevention organizer in a city in Michigan, and I coached AAU basketball as well. So my boys wanted to throw a party, birthday party for one of the players, but wanted to make it a big event. And I made the task list for me to say yes very, very long, extensive, because I didn't really want to do it, but
I really want to do
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, but I kept my word. I wanted to keep my word to them, and they did above and beyond what I thought they was going to do. And long
it.
story short, what ended up happening was at this event, some young men approached, and one of my boys came out and said, "Coach, pat them down real good before you let them in." I said, "Don't worry about it. Go on back inside, have fun." He came back out. He said, "Matter of fact, Coach, I wouldn't let those guys in."
He already knew.
He already knew. And I kind of knew earlier in the day I didn't want to do it because I knew the area that I was going to be involved in and been in that before. But I was hopeful. I was very hopeful. And those young men approached, and I had all the security come to the front, try to be cool with them at first, joke around with them. But they seemed very adamant they wanted to get inside that event. And I had it inside the gym. So
Had you advertised a lot, or had the event been advertised a lot?
I let the young men do it. I let them do it at the school, so it stayed within their peers. I didn't want to spill over.
Oh, I think we might be frozen a little bit. Hold on one second. Hold on. I think you might be frozen. Let's see. uh, Let me see. We may have to get you. Hold on one second, guys. I think his video might be frozen. Hold on one second. Give me a sec. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, the devil is a lie. He is a lie.
Yes,
Okay.
he is.
As you
Right
were
when I
saying,
got to the part.
right when you get to, right?
Right when I get there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right in and say what
Okay.
happened. Young man tried to enter in. I blocked the way, and I yelled, "Shut the door!" And one thing led to another, and boom, I got shot in the back of the head. But I made
Jesus.
sure that no one got hurt, and I'm so glad out of the 100 and some odd kids that was in that gym, not one, I mean, not one got hit with a bullet.
Not one.
Not one. And the detectives found 33 shell casings on the premises. And I talk about it a lot more in my book. And it describes a little bit more deeper of what transpired with me with that experience.
What happened? And they were able to, of course, take the bullet out.
Yes, they operated for 2.5 hours. Um, my wife at the time, my mother-in-law prayed. Pastor Sapp, he was a pastor at the time. He was on the other phone praying. And I remember when the doctor told us, he said the bullet is trapped inside your head in the brain
Jesus.
matter. And he said, if we leave it in, you're gonna die. The air is gonna corrode the bullet and you're gonna die.
My God.
So I thought it was a no-brainer. I said, well, doc, take it out.
Take
And
it out.
he said, wait a minute. There's a 93% chance that if we try to take it out, you're gonna die. And I was married at the time, and and she began to cry. I said, Doc, can you give us a second? And I looked at her, I said, technically, I should be dead already. If I leave it in, I'm gonna die. So we might as well take it out and let the Lord handle this. And
That's
then
right.
she said, okay. That's okay. I see when I wake up. And I said, tell the doctor to come on in. And here I am telling the testimony right now.
Just the fact that you could even have discourse after being shot in the head, that you were even able to make that executive decision is a blessing, to have those last conversations, if they were going to be last conversations, which they weren't,
It was the
obviously.
most high. It was all the most high.
But what was going through your head if that was going to be it? Did you have, like, what they say, that your life flashed before your eyes? I think that's what they call it. And you see the light. Did you go through all of that, or is all of that kind of like cap? People just
No, it's not cap. It's not cap. Except mine was a little bit different than, and not to take away from those who did see the bright light. I didn't see the light.
okay.
And that was my concern when I was in the hospital. I saw a dark red tint, but I was in pure pure peace, and see how many words it takes to convey what I mean and what I'm trying to say, so you can have an understanding. And there is just pure thought. And I took 1,000,001 questions, wrapped them in one question, and handed them to God. And He didn't answer me in a James Earl Jones voice or anything like that. He answered me with action. I felt two fingers on my neck, and
Oh, this Wi-Fi. Come on now. Hold on, you guys. Devil does not want this story to be told. Give us one more second. Hold on.
Do you often feel like the issues that are featured on network TV don't interest you, don't affect you? Do you feel like the arts and cultural events that are featured don't really interest you? Do you generally feel like your voice goes unheard? If you answered yes to any of those questions, Millennium News 24 is here to help you. I'm Shirley Phillips, and I'm the host of The Comment Section, a new show on Millennium News 24, airing on Sundays, and we are airing on all streaming media. MillenniumNewsTV24.com, MillenniumNews24.com, Apple TV, Roku TV, Fire TV, Horizon Satellite, and drumroll please, all smart TVs. So there's no excuse for you not to catch up with us. We hope to see you on Sundays on Millennium News 24.
All right. Okay. I should have brought my holy oil. Anoint, as my grandma say, anoint the. He can't win.
Yeah, all right. No, we here.
He's here today. He doesn't want this to be told, but you said you felt at perfect peace.
Perfect peace, and I felt I didn't see the bright light, but 1,000,001 questions was wrapped in one question because there's pure thought in there. And I gave him to God, and he answered me with action. I felt 2 fingers on my neck. It was the security lady helping me work security. She also was a nurse. Okay. And I heard her say, if he will only breathe, I know he'll be okay.
Just breathe.
And my conscious thought was still there. I said, wait, my body's not breathing? I'm literally not breathing right now.
Wow.
And God granted me that next breath. And so in there, I saw a dark red tint. But your life, it flashed before my eyes and everything. And I asked the Lord when I was in the hospital, I said, I didn't see the bright light. What was that? And he gave me Psalms 23. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. And I said, well, Lord, but it was a dark red tint. Like, what was that? And he's like, the brighter the light, the darker the shadow. God is pure light. So what was covering me was the blood of God.
Wow.
And that's what the dark red tint was, because he was carrying me.
He was carrying you. Oh my God.
Covered by his blood. So that's the true story. And that's what I talk about in the book. And that's why I'm here, is to encourage and empower people that no amount of money could have helped me in that time. No person, no individual, no influence, no words of encouragement at that moment could do anything for me but God.
That was all God.
All God. So I
now, where were you, like, spiritually at that point in your life? Where were you?
Spiritually, I was working in the community, empowering youth. I was a youth leader at Lighthouse with my staff, and I was also crime prevention organizer. So I was already in ministry. I was already on the vein of, I'm going to do things a little bit differently, more grassroots, boots on the ground, tangible, helping the young people where they are, and then bring them to, what the Most High want them to be, versus, you better and you can't, and let me love you. Let me show you a different way. So that's where I was at.
That's where you were. And that was just what I was about to actually say, that God is love. And as I'm getting older, I understand that state. I understand that I am that I am. I get that now that I'm older. I understand God is love. Yeah. And so many of our youth, I don't even like to put the at risk in front of it. Our youth in general, they just need love.
That's it.
And you'd be surprised. Well, you probably wouldn't, but a lot of people would be surprised at what a lot of these children go home to.
Indeed.
And sometimes, like school and places, safe havens like you offer, those are the only places where they can go and feel love and feel like they matter. And with that being said, I wanted to know, it's been a minute. That was 2012.
Yes, it was.
How has the community changed, or how have the kids that come to you, how have they changed over the years? Because that was a different time than 2025.
They're more mature in knowledge, but not mature in intellect. They are engaged in a lot of stuff that I wasn't even thinking of at that age. I mean, I'm talking about in the 5th grade, I'm still playing with Hot Wheels cars and G.I. Joe. Yeah, they are faced with a different kind of reality than what we had, and that's what I do with the Light Vision Literacy, is to bring back that childhood for them. And you'd be amazed. You put a kid on the playground, they turn right back into a kid. They do. It's like all these rules that's in school is so much rigid lesson training, that when they come to me, I say, no, look, have some snack, hear the music playing, unwind for a little bit, We're gonna get started, but give yourself 30 minutes to 45 minutes to unwind, get the day off,
That's
and
right.
then we're gonna chop it up a bit. And then I ask them, what did you learn today? And they happy to share. I mean,
Oh,
they go in, they learn about Satchel Paige and Ben Banneker. I'm like, oh my goodness, awesome. So these scholars are very wonderful. Some of them are reading at the 12th grade level, fifth grade.
really? And these
Yeah,
are boys,
these are boys and girls.
boys
Yes,
and girls.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
I love that. I love that. Some of the statistics will have you think that this doesn't exist, and we know it does.
And it
I
does.
know, because I know I was a product of it. We were in the middle heart of the Detroit ghetto, but we were all way above grade level because we had the fortune of going to gifted and talented schools.
Yes.
Um, which it does exist, but right now the statistic that is bothering my soul is 86% of our Black boys are not reading at grade level. They're reading below. In most cases, far below grade level. Why do you think that is? Because it's not for lack of ability, but what is happening that our boys are reading that low below grade level? Or that percentage of our boys? Oh, I think we're frozen again. Hold on, y'all. Let me try. Our bandwidth, something is acting up. We are working on it, guys. Hold on. Hang in there. Okay, there we go. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh
As I
my
was
goodness.
asking, why do you think that is that such a high percentage, 86% of our boys of color, that's my focus this year, fitness and our boys of color. Why do you think that it's such a large percentage that are reading below?
So because of the learning environment is not conducive for the young man. Young men, we're kinetic learners. Notice when we reach out our hand, we say, "Let me see that."
Yeah.
But we need it in our hand. We're kinetic. We touch it. We look at it with our hands. So reading, looking at the back of someone else's head, and or feeling a little bit inadequate in class because I don't know the words quite like the next person makes the young man feel nervous. He may even act out because he don't want to read,
Yep.
but he'd rather act out and go to the principal office than to get laughed at. He'd rather be laughed with.
Yep.
So, but when you put the young men in a circle and they're facing one another and
Mm-hmm.
you ask them a question, they know the answer. And then, but when I say, okay, can you write that down in a sentence for me, please? Oh, sure. But then they'll say, okay, I need help with this word. Versus they have to read the word and say, I need help with this word. It's like, okay, I want to say this word, but I don't know how to spell it. Now I
Yeah.
say, okay, now that's what the cell phone is for. Now we can
Okay,
Google that.
ChatGPT.
We can Google that word. And now we can find out what this word means. And are we putting this word in the proper sentence structure? Do you have your subject verb object? Yes, I do. Okay, awesome. Can they read your question to me, please, so I can know that you put this sentence structure in the right way and you're not just talking reading? Because they'll do that. They'll just look at their paper and start talking. But if someone else have to read their question, then they'll say, "What is this word?" And they have to lean on it. If they don't know it, I say, "Okay, so that's not you talking. That's you trying to use a big word. Why don't we
Exactly.
use a word that more fits your vocabulary?
Mm-hmm.
And let's find a word that means the same thing." And this showing them the synonyms and antonyms that are in sentence structures, and it helps them to learn in a more effective way than to put them on the spot and say, okay, now here, read.
Exactly. They don't want to feel attacked. And as I teach English, and I found that, like you said, they would rather get in an altercation and take the emphasis off the fact that they're unable to read or they don't feel comfortable reading. They'd rather get in trouble or have me stop my lesson to attend to an altercation. But when you stop feeding into that, and I've actually pulled kids out of class and just had a one-on-one, like, what's going on? What's up with you? What's wrong with you?
And I do it all the time.
You
I
have
do
to.
it I do it all the time. And my teachers, because I'm an after school program, and I tell the kids, I said, I'm not a teacher. I'm not even your tutor. I'm a businessman. And they look at me and go, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, we just here to chop it up. I'm here regardless you want me to be here or not. But this is after school, so you can go home if you want to.
You can go home.
You go home. I just figured you wanted to be here and have some fun. So, but I put them aside all the time and saying,
Yeah.
okay, what's wrong? What's the matter? And you be amazed at when they feel comfortable and they know you care, what they let you know. And
Mm-hmm.
then now you got to bring the school counselor and get them involved and
That's
say,
right.
do you mind if I share this with someone that can help? And get on their side with it, and listening, saying, okay, I'm hearing what you're saying, but you
Mhm.
you got to do your due diligence to see if this is truthful or not. But at the same time, this is their feeling. So by doing so and being calm demeanor that I do, I don't yell at the kids. I have a drama-free zone, and it takes them a minute to calm down. I'll just stand by my drama-free thing on the board. And I'll just point to it and stand there, and I'll smile and I say, "I'll wait. We'll get started as soon as y'all done with your festivities."
Exactly.
And then they'll shut each other up. They're like, wait, be quiet. We ain't gonna start it till because
They
we
will.
gonna we gonna do something fun. They don't know what, but they can't wait.
They will. Yeah,
Hey, what we
exactly.
doing today?
What are we
So,
doing today? And
yeah,
it reminds me, I'm not sure, is your program faith-based or do you just have it open to
it's
whoever?
open. It generally is faith based, but in schools, I make it more about love and how these families can come together
Mhm.
and the ideas that these kids come up with. How can we harness that idea and help the family? And then if they are in certain situations, then we're getting to the bottom of that. So it
Mhm.
is a ministry.
I can't with this. They do not want this story to be told. I have never had this many freeze ups. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, we're gonna have to take a quick break, guys. We are working out some kinks here. We will be back in a second. Take a quick break.
Do you often feel like the issues that are featured on network TV don't interest you, don't affect you? Do you feel like the arts and cultural events that are featured don't really interest you? Do you generally feel like your voice goes unheard? If you answered yes to any of those questions, Millennium News 24 is here to help you. I'm Shirley Phillips, and I'm the host of The Comment Section, a new show on Millennium News 24, airing on Sundays, and we are airing on all streaming media. MillenniumNewsTV24.com, MillenniumNews24.com, Apple TV, Roku TV, Fire TV, Horizon Satellite, and drum roll please, all smart TVs. So there's no excuse for you not to catch up with us. We hope to see you on Sundays on Millennium News 24.
Okay, let's see if we try it this way. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, let's see if we can do it better this way. Okay, so we said earlier that kids in 2025 versus kids in 2012, even kids, the new millennium at 2000, they're way more, they have critical thinking. They know a lot about a lot that they shouldn't know a lot about.
Indeed.
They just don't have, like you said, the intellect.
Mm-hmm.
I find that a lot of the kids, you can really capture their attention when you kind of give them the what's in it for me, why do I need this and what can I get from this? A lot of these kids are worried about family. How can I help feed my family? My mom doesn't have a job. I don't know where my father is, or vice versa. I don't know where my mother is. It's just me and my dad. They're looking for ways to make money. And what I'm working on this year and next is getting some programs where we can give kids tangible skills when they turn 14, they will be able to use and actually get a job. Is there anything that your program can suggest or offer in that regard?
Well, so yes, with Lights Vision Literacy, that's what we're doing. They're coming up with different business ideas of their own, and whether that's a cartoon idea they have, to a video game, to a book idea, to any invention they have, and then I have relationships to create career pathways so they can go ahead in those endeavors, especially in media. Some people have linked up with me to come into the school on Thursdays and show them what they do and how it's similar to what we do in Lights Vision Literacy. And they have also given me access to being internships for the kids to possibly work for those entities, which
That's awesome.
expanded out into Detroit with other businesses for entrepreneurship, so they can learn a skill trade and get paid for it now, to help out now. So
And get paid.
and get paid, yes.
That's what it is. And it's unfortunate that they have to have those burdens so young, but this is the world that we live in. Everybody is a village. Everybody has to help. And here I find in the DMV area, you have it's more upwardly mobile in terms of Black people helping Black people, Hispanic people helping Hispanic people. I find more support here than I do in New York. Detroit is a little different. Every time I go back home, I don't recognize my own city. I need a map. I don't recognize Detroit right now, but I feel like
happening right now.
there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's like, okay, let's not forget about the people that were already there and how we can, capitalize on that with them as well. But for you, what would you say if you had to describe I call it your ministry, because I feel like this is what you were put here to do. If you had to describe your ministry in 3 words, how would you do that? Oh, come on, y'all. Are y'all for real with these freeze ups? Oh my goodness. Hold on, guys. Hold on, you guys. Working on it. Hold on. All right, I think we might have it. Let's see. We always have the worst cyber luck on Sundays. I may have to switch the show to the weekday because I don't think Sunday is giving, as the kids say. We always have the worst luck with audio and visuals here. Hold on, I think we may have it. Give me a second. All right, I'm going to just try to push along here. But what I wanted to, while I have a little bit of time, anyways, before my guest is queued back in, for the parents that do have kids that are starting school starts back very soon. And I don't want parents to think that the onus is only on the teachers and only on, our after school and weekend program providers. It's everybody's responsibility to get our babies what we need. And it can just be something as simple, like he said, as when they come home or when you get a second to catch your breath after work or whatnot, just ask them, what did you do today? Have them tell you what they did. And if they can't do that, that's a good indicator that it probably wasn't a good day for them. Don't just make it, kind of road and not really like you care for real. Ask them leading questions. How did you feel about that lesson? How can we apply this to our lives? And it doesn't have to be like school 2.0, but it should feel like you are invested in whatever it is they're getting at school, so that it is a village and it is a team effort here. Now, I do see, I see where we have Marshawn here, but I don't know that he can see or hear me. So let me see something. Hold on one more second. Okay, there we go. So let me try to get everything I need to get before they. I don't want to give Satan any credit for this one. Hold on.
Right.
I was asking was how would you describe your program or your ministry in 3 words, if you could?
In 3 words, helpful, insightful, and resourceful.
Resource. Love it.
We have resources, tangible resources. So anything they come up with in the after school program, they can apply it to their everyday life. I did hear what you're saying. Yes. Ask them about their day. Just how was your day? That's simple. And they'll get to skipping and telling you the story. And I'm happy to know that some not pastors are parents. They come to me and they say, I had to meet this Mr. Good Peoples because that's all they kept talking about.
That's all they talk about.
And you're like, okay, that's much honor that you made an impact and it then just help at home and help them expand out to their friends. And then their friends saying, can I be in the program next year? And then I get to use that as a caveat and say, okay, are you being good?
That play on words.
And I check with the parents and the faculty and find out. And I said, well, use it as a care to, if they're acting up, saying, okay, I'm gonna put that recommendation into him for you to be in the program and see if that works. Yeah.
What kind of help do you need, or what type of assistance are you guys in need of for this next year?
We're needing more mental health workers. I reached out to some interns at Wayne State and also to Packard Health for some more men. And you're right, they do need to see us in more in a professional eyesight and present. Not
Yep.
necessarily you got to be teaching all the time, just present.
Just there.
Just I wear a blazer and jeans, and they'll come in fifth grade, they're middle school, sixth grade, seventh grade. They'll come in with their blazer on, smiling, with
They
their
will.
jeans on and gym shoes. I'm like, look at you.
They
So you
will.
made an impact without knowing you really made an impact, and that's all they need is to have that friend that's an adult to say, okay, let me ask you a question. Was that a wise decision? Looking back, and then help them with their learning instead of
Mhm.
just what you need to do.
That's it. And the learning doesn't stop when they get out of school at 3 o'clock. The learning is 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's almost like what we do at school is the lesson, and then you go home. That's the real test, is how can I apply this? How can I look at, oh, this is what my dad got laid. Oh, this might be systemic racism, like we talked about in social studies, or this might be,
Hmm.
and you'll be surprised the connections that they make. I had this was in the Bronx, but I had a student tell me that I was a colonizer because I took over the refrigerator with all the ice cream for the girls. He's like, you took up all the space. You're a colonizer. I was like, where'd you get that from? He said, I got it from you. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this with you. I was happy that he was using it, but I'm like, that's not how you use that word. But you would be surprised. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? They keep freezing on all the good parts. I can't. Hold on, y'all. You gotta work it out. Hold on.
Do you often feel like the issues that are featured on network TV don't interest you, don't affect you? Do you feel like the arts and cultural events that are featured don't really interest you? Do you generally feel like your voice goes unheard? If you answered yes to any of those questions, Millennium News 24 is here to help you. I'm Shirley Phillips, and I'm the host of The Comment Section, a new show on Millennium News 24, airing on Sundays, and we are airing on all streaming media. MillenniumNewsTV24.com, MillenniumNews24.com, Apple TV, Roku TV, Fire TV, Horizon Satellite, and drumroll please, all smart TVs. So there's no excuse for you not to catch up with us. We hope to see you on Sundays on Millennium News 24.
All right. We are back. Hopefully you can hear and see. But what he said, we don't have a ton of time left, but he was saying that they are in need, if you are in the Metro Detroit area, Michigan in general, they are in need of mental health professionals. He said they are in need of as many male volunteers. If you wanted to add narrative that you'd like to share with the kids, or maybe if you have time, if you want to volunteer with them, I'm sure they could use all hands on deck with that. And I'll actually reach out to some people as well. School is about to start. It can be a very stressful time for a lot of families because it involves money. You need school supplies, you need clothes. Even something that's just pencils and paper. It may not seem like a lot to you, but for a family of 5, that might as well be asking for $1 million in this economy. So anything that you can donate, please do so. You can reach out to me, or I will give you Marshawn's contact information. Any major success stories that you can think of over the years that stand out for you?
Oh man, the book coming out that came out back in last year, 2024, Epiphany the Designated Bullet. Even this pen I got on, a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Now on the radio, WJZD Radio, have my own show.
Love it.
For gospel from 12 to 2.
Love it.
And I'm also empowering a lot of young people that can play an instrument. So I told the families, I said, listen, if your kid is good, why don't let's record them, put them on whatever platform so that they can have their own CD, their own LP, whatever you want to call it now, and I'll play it over the radio for them and interview them. Let's get them, doing their own thing and empowering the family that way.
Music, I love that.
Yeah.
And it's so important, especially for our nonverbal students the music might be their language that they communicate with. We've had a couple of students that we found out could play the piano by ear last year.
Yes.
Say much in class, but that music teacher, he's a Grammy Award winning music teacher. He said these kids are talented and they need something like what you offer. So I'll definitely reach out to him for you as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It really does take a village, you guys. And I love everybody. I do. Jesus loved everybody, but my main focus is my people that look like me, Black and brown people, because we are in dire straits right now. And the world would love for you to think that we are not doing what we're supposed to do. But you have people like Marshawn, myself, and everybody else that doesn't get the camera time, that are really trying to do what they can to help these babies, because they are, I don't like to say they're the future. They are the right now.
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
They are right now, and they're watching you.
And I tell them that. I said, you're not a veterinarian in the future. You're a veterinarian now. You're not a doctor in the future. You're a doctor now. That's what you want to be. That's what you are now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. Now you, where can they, first of all, before I forget, tell us about the current book. Is this nonfiction or fiction?
No, this is a story about my life. It's all nonfiction. It's real people that touched my life. I gave homage to my mother and to a lot of people in the community, and so forth. It did take a village. It took some strong men who saw my mother with this boy and said, here, he can come go with me. And I mean, I learned from anything to working on cars, to mixing mortar, to climbing inside in buildings and learning piping for plumbing. These men took me under their wing and showed me different things. My friends' fathers, they was in finance. They said, let me show you something. Let me show you how to do this with your money.
I love that.
I really took to that. So I teach that. I do this.
Okay. Oh no, we're frozen again. You know what, you guys? I'm gonna make sure that I put his contact information up. But what I was gonna get to was that he does like financial literacy coaching, which I personally think you're never too young to learn how to invest, how to save your money, plan. Even if you're making minimum wage, there's a way that you can save and create a budget for yourself. And what he said was he's teaching the kids not only how to be entrepreneurs, but how to leave a legacy, how to make generational wealth something that we can talk about with the kids, because it's a thing and it does matter. And I will make sure to pin that once we get this back up and running. But it is, let's see, it's 2:52. So let's see, we're going to give this one more go. If we can't get him, then we're going to end it here. Give us like 2 seconds. But I am going to give you his contact information and the information on where you can get his products and his services if needed. Give us 1 second, guys. All right, let's see here. Hold on. I am going to have 5 copies of the book for anybody I'll take the first five people, just kind of like I did the week before last. 5 copies of his memoir. Just instant message me, DM me, text me if you have the number, and let me know why you feel you should have a copy. If you are looking for another service that he offers, you can message me that as well, and I'll make sure that you get that information. But I am giving away 5 free copies of his book. You got to give me a reason why, and it's the first 5 people that reach out to me. We had real success with that a couple weeks ago, so I'd like to do that again because literacy is lit. Literacy is necessary. I think we may have to end it here. I don't think they're able to reconnect this, but let me pause it. Hold on one second, you guys. Hate that this keeps happening, but that must mean that it's important. So hold on. Okay, so let's make this quick. Okay, so I am giving away 5 copies of your book.
Oh, wow, honored.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good about messaging me. So the first 5 that can tell me why they feel they should have a copy, I will make sure you get that. And then any other services you want to tell us about that you're offering right now, because I know you're busy, but what else do they have access to?
They have access to financial literacy as well, a very tangible, innovative way to apply it. And I show them with a piece of paper and a pencil. I've done this with the American Federation of Musicians. They then made me an annual keynote speaker because they like what I had to say for as far as finances. So I teach families finances in a more tangible way, not all these computers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Pencil, paper, or how to restructure.
And it's the whole family can come.
Whole family.
I love that.
Yes, kids included. Yes.
And my wheels are spinning because I did see Brothers Breaking Bread. I think you've worked with them in the past, if not currently. And we have that here, and they're looking for help. My aunt is actually over North Carolina chapter, so we got things to do. We have work to do, Marshawn.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
I'm so excited. Quickly before this raggedy devil tries to cut us off again, tell us where we can find you.
They can find me at www.goodpeoples.com. That's GOODEPEOPLES.com. They can reach me at Facebook. I'm on Instagram at Marshawn_money coach. And I'm always available to listen, give an ear or idea to help you out.
Okay, I got you. I'm going to post all of that. I'm going to post the book. And where can they purchase the book? Barnes
& Noble, Amazon, and I'd like to shout out a Blackstone bookstore in Ypsilanti, Michigan. They have my book there. It's Black owned, yes.
Okay, Black owned business.
Black owned business, Blackstone Bookstore. They can go to blackstonebookstore.com or they can go to the actual store in Ypsilanti.
In Ypsilanti?
Yep, 244 West Michigan Ave. Yes.
I will make sure I post that as well.
Thank you.
And for those that are, it's a rough time. I actually sent a message. The Lord just put it on my heart this morning to send a message to my girlfriend's group chat. It's a lot of people suffering with the spirit of depression, anxiety, and it's not just us. It's everybody. It's not just at-risk kids, people of color. It's everybody. Do you have any words of encouragement before we end this to everybody?
Yes. Breathe deep, reach within, and you're.
I knew that was going to happen. He said, breathe deep, reach within. I would say, don't worry about anything that you can't change. Don't worry about anything, but especially don't worry about anything that you have absolutely no control over. Whether you are Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, agnostic, whatever it is. You can only do what you can do. Worrying is not going to help it. Worrying only makes it worse. So just breathe and just think about what you do have and what you can work on, what you can change. Put your energy on that and know that everything in the world that happens to you, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, happens for a reason. And you just have to figure out what your role is, what your purpose is, and what that reason is. You can only do that by just sitting and reflecting and just showing gratitude. Okay. So on that note, it is time for us to end this. Thank you all for joining us. I hope to see you next week on the comment section. Talk to you later.